Hi, welcome to our third and final installment of our Playbies Parenting S.O.S, our sleep obsession series. Sleep, the most talked about topic in early parenting and the most desired outcome, a good night's sleep. If you missed the first two videos, never fear, I will recap them for you here, or you can look below, click the links, and watch the first two videos and come back to this one. My name is Shira. I always wanted to be a mom. When I was very young, that was what I would tell you if you asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up. I worked in my mom's child care centers in my early adulthood, and we had a circle of family and friends that had a lot of early development expertise. One day I had a beautiful visit with one of those magical early childhood education people, and as I was snapping up my baby from a diaper change, she walked in and she said, "I have to go, but don't move. I don't want to ruin this special moment." And I said, "I don't know what this special moment is, but I know that you're brilliant with children, so I'm going to listen." And I stayed there through my discomfort of doing nothing, and finally realized that my baby was looking at me and studying me, that he wanted to learn me, and this was my first opportunity to tell him that he did not make a mistake, that he chose the right person, that I was going to love and protect and be there for him for most of his life and all of mine. And from that moment, I really reinvested myself in understanding what babies need for healthy development, for the relationship, the type of relationship that I wanted to have with him as he grew. And one of the things that I really needed in order to be present with my baby was to be well rested. So, thus, some information about baby sleep. So, the first thing we talked about was the secret scientists know about baby sleep, and that is that we are teaching our older infants and toddlers how to go to sleep in the methods that we use to put them to sleep at the beginning of the night. For the first 3 or 4 months, our baby is really transitioning from the womb and looking for that womb environment. Eventually, they're transitioning into this world and they're starting to look for support structures and patterns that will be supporting them through the rest of their lives. So, learning how to go to sleep is one of those. They will look for that in their light sleep. So, whatever you are doing to put your baby to bed, they're going to want it in the middle of the night as they cycle through their sleep cycles. The second thing we talked about were some tools for infant sleep. It's important that we put our babies to bed when they're tired and not when they're overtired. And the signs of baby sleep that we're used to looking for are actually overtired signs. So yawning, rubbing eyes, crying, burying their heads, those are overtired signs. So what you're looking for tired signs are beginning to be disengaged in play, maybe getting quiet, or maybe getting a little bit antsy and fussy. Also, not looking at faces. When a young baby is engaged with you, they'll really be looking at your face. They're learning from you. And when they get tired, they're saying to you, "Oh, I'm done." And then we talked about sleep environment. So we talked about darkness. We talked about temperature being between 68 and 72 to support healthy infant sleep. And then we also talked about nutrition. Now, let me say, on nutrition, you want your baby to have a nice full belly so that they're not waking up because they're hungry. Now, there is so much more to talk about baby sleep, and my expertise is in joyful parenting. It's not baby sleep. Surprise! But What Playbies does for you is what I struggled to do for myself when I really wanted to be the best parent in the whole wide world, and that is bring together a circle of experts who can talk to us about the science and bring their wealth of knowledge about all kinds of baby topics. So never fear if you need more support around baby sleep. Stay tuned. You'll shortly, I'm sure, in our every other week videos, get to meet our sleep expert from Little One Sleep, Michael. He's wonderful, along with all kinds of other experts that Playbies has brought together in neuroscience and psychology and early childhood education and postpartum and lactation. So never fear, we've got you covered. This is just the beginnings, the most supportive, game-changing elements about baby sleep that I wanted to share with you on this video. So now we get to talk about what sleep solutions are right for you. And this is where I feel my mission and Playbies really shines. We are here to give you the science-informed tools and information you need to make your own parenting decisions. This means that we're not going to give you pat advice. We're not going to have a huge list of shoulds. We're going to give you some tools, some options, some of what other people say, and also a community of other parents to talk to. So the big question in which sleep solution is right for you is, how much do you want to be waking up in the middle of the night? I would say that most of us will probably say, well, I don't want to be waking up at all in the middle of the night. But when you marry that with the relationship that you want to have with your child, you get a different answer. So everyone is going to be different. Some people are going to want to have their children putting themselves back to sleep in the night for more than just because they want a good night's sleep, but also because independence and self-reliance and self-soothing are important for them, and the type of relationship that they want with their child is respectful of both parent and child, and teaching our babies to sleep can really be in their best interest. So if you're that parent and you say to yourself, I want an independent, healthy, successful child, then you may want to, if you're in the early stages, either not begin supporting your child to sleep, or if you have been supporting your child to sleep, start to wean some of those supports off. So you may want to, instead of holding baby and rocking, you may want to hold baby still. If you have been nursing, perhaps you want to nurse until they are falling asleep and then wake them back up a little bit and hold them until they fall back to sleep and then put them down. If you have been holding stilly, you may be able to switch to just patting baby while they're in their own bed. So that's the biggest thing for me, is learning yourself. If you are someone who your most important thing is to be bonded and really super connected with your baby, and you don't mind waking up in the middle of the night as they wake to nurse them back to sleep, then the right sleep solution for you is to nurse your baby to sleep and to find another way for you to get well rested, perhaps during the day, perhaps with some additional support of childcare, perhaps a co-parent. So know that running the gamut is totally fine, and playing with those tools that we talked about, rocking, patting, shushing, singing, nursing, and finding the right balance of the amount of effort you need to put in the middle of the night to help your baby go back to sleep, and the type of relationship and bonding time you want to have with your baby, and your ultimate goals for your baby's success and relationship into the future. The second thing you're going to have to look at is consistency. So once you make that decision, if you're all over the map one day and another day, your baby is not learning that sleep structure that you're wanting to give them. So once you find the solution that's right for you, then it's a great time to start working on consistency. That means that if your child is in childcare, you can discuss your choices with your childcare provider. So if your baby's taking a bottle and they are allowed to bottle themselves to sleep, or if you don't want your baby to bottle themselves to sleep during childcare and you would rather them just get patted or rocked or held, and with your co-parent, this is always a difficult and, well, not always. Some people are just completely aligned and everything's beautiful and you don't need me at all. And that's amazing. And I'm so happy. Many people start out in different places with their co-parent. So an open communication of discussion, a selection, even if it's just at random that you're going to try it, and a joint decision about providing the same type of supports for your baby will help your baby through consistency to find their way to sleep. The next thing is that you can transition at any time. So if you are not ready to give up nighttime nursing when your child is 4 months, as they start to get their own sleep rhythm going and start to understand sleep structures, that doesn't mean that you have to take all that away right away, because now they're learning how to sleep in the outside world, not in the womb. It just means that when you are ready to not be nursing at night, you'll go through a transition where you are reteaching your child to sleep. And so it will be a process. And honestly, this is one of those things that is generally a process. Some babies, and that's talking into our next thing that I wanted to share with you, which is temperament. Some babies love routine. They go to bed at the same time every night. They eat at the same time every night. They wet their diapers at the same time every day. And some babies are really flexible and you can take them anywhere and they'll fall asleep wherever they are. So knowing your baby and continuing this magical key of observation that I like to talk about will give you a lot of information about how you can best support your own baby to sleep. And on that note, Playbies does have a wonderful webinar on temperament. If you haven't seen it come through your inbox in an invitation yet, hopefully you will shortly. If you don't see it shortly, you can always contact us at info@playbies.com and ask us when it's coming out again. But our temperament webinar is a free webinar. It's a fabulous insight and an amazing tool to understanding your baby. So look out for that, or nudge us if we haven't offered it to you for a little while. And I think that's it. I think we've covered everything. And I just want to say how great it has been sharing some secrets and tools about baby sleep with you. I know that our sleep specialist is super excited to meet you in the future, and as are all our specialists. And I just can't thank you enough for allowing me to live my passion and be here for you as a parent. I hope that we are useful to you. I hope that our mission is in alignment and valuable to you, to get the science-informed tools you need to make those decisions. And if it has been, please don't keep us a secret. Please follow the link on this page, share our Facebook post of this sleep series, or share any Facebook post that you love about Playbies on your timeline so that your friends can find us as well. We really want to help and be with on the journey as many parents as possible. It's our mission to have joyful, healthy, balanced caregivers, because that's the one thing that our babies just cannot live without. So I want to congratulate you on being the type of parent that takes the time to learn this stuff and be there for themselves and for their children. And this is the end of our sleep series. I'm almost sad. But I will see you soon, maybe on that webinar or at least in your inbox.